Hello, vinyl community. Jim here from Record Collector News. I just wanted to kind of introduce myself, really, to the vinyl community. Um, I was born at a very early age in the east side of Hollywood, California. I'm kind of like near Vermont, Hillhurst, Commonwealth. Went to Franklin Avenue Elementary School. Lived on a little tiny street called Price Street. And by the time I'm like, 10 or 11, 1967, living in a building, my best friend Carl and his mother lived upstairs, and we're living downstairs. Um, and Carl's mother, my best friend, his mother was a school teacher. And in the summertime, she had the summer off, so she would take a few, odd jobs and things like that. And in the summer of 1967, she got a job working for Frank Zappa as a secretary for 2 weeks. And, I kind of heard of Frank Zappa. I don't know why, but Carl and I were these, 11-year-old kids who had a little transistor radio that we would sit there all day listening to, and KHJ and KRLA, and waiting for Snoopy and the Red Baron to come on, or our favorite Beatles song, or whatever was going on. And in the midst of all that, Carl's mother comes home with a copy of. So she's done with the 2 week stint working as a secretary for Frank Zappa. He gives her a copy of Absolutely Free, his latest record. It was his second record. Carl's mother comes home with the copy of Absolutely Free. Guess what? They don't own a record player. But guess who does? Jimmy and his family downstairs. So, de facto, of fact, that copy of Absolutely Free became my first record. I played that record over and over and over and over. And even as an 11-year-old kid, it was 1967 after all, I knew something was going on inside the music and the lyrics and the politics and the social commentary. There was something there, and I sensed that if I just hung in there and kept listening, I would get it. And I did. I hung in there. And I think the act of hanging in there, listening to that kind of music when you're so young, can kind of mess up your ear a little bit, because I just couldn't stand listening to music if it didn't have some sort of an edge. And it precluded me from listening to a lot of really good music for a long time. But my ear was a little tweaked. So anyways, I'm not complaining, because the Frank Zappa rabbit hole that I've been going down for the last 50 years it's just been very rewarding to me. And Absolutely Free is it could very well be the most important record in my life. I mean, when you're 11, that's when things really make an impression on you. So, having said that, I want to kind of go over my collection of Absolutely Free records. I have 6 copies of Absolutely Free. I'm not the kind of guy that believes in having multiple copies. But when it comes to Absolutely Free, they're not quite all exactly the same. So, we'll start with the current reissue. Universal and the Zappa Family Trust have been reissuing the Frank catalog for a long, long time, and they've been doing a fantastic job. Everything they've done has come out great. It's Bernie Grundman, Chris Bellman. They've just been killing it. So this record, it's got a third side to it where there's a whole Ray Collins thing going on, and there's some ads. It's really good. But in terms of the record itself, it's not necessarily all that accessible. But the one song I really want to talk about is on side 1. It's called The Invocation and Ritual Dance of the Young Pumpkin. It is a 7-minute song that I think it's really something to listen to. I grew up, I'm 11. It's Hollywood, 1967. And I'm listening to the song Plastic People, the first song on the first side, Plastic People. And he's making social commentary there. And the lyrics that have been stuck rolling around in my head are, take the day and walk around, watch the Nazis run your town, then go home and check yourself. You think we're talking about someone else, but you're plastic people. So, I've been listening to that for a long time, and but I don't regret this rabbit hole at all. Anyway, the reissue, original American stereo. Got the blue label Verve. All of these list Jim Sherwood as part of the members of the band, but he wasn't on this record. He didn't start till the next record. This is another, oh no, what is this? Yeah, this is another American version. I do have two stereo American versions. Blue, the vinyl on these records is really clean. If you're wondering what the little sticky note is on these records, it means that the record has been ultrasonically cleaned. That's what it means. I have an ultrasonic record cleaning machine. Okay, now, the piece de la resistance. Frank Zappa and the Mothers. Absolutely free. Dun dun dun. It's a white label promo, people. It is a white label promo. MGM Records, Verve, absolutely free. The Mothers of Invention, arranged and conducted by Frank Zappa, produced by Tom Wilson. And it's really minty. And I don't know. I'm not a minty record kind of guy. I'm very hard on my records. I'm hard on things. I'm more like Pigpen. I've got 10 feet away from me. I have 10 chickens, 2 ducks, and a potbelly pig, a big potbelly pig. And my neighbors all have horses. So there's dust. Anyway, mint copies of one of the most important records in my life. I want to give a shout out to Calvin Wazoo. Calvin, I've been watching some of his videos. You should check them out. He's a guy that knows more than I ever will about Frank. And I just enjoy watching him, and I hope you guys enjoy watching this little bit of information about where I got my start in terms of just listening to music as a kid. Have a great day, everybody.